Well, good morning, everyone. And sorry about all the confusion. I had an appointment this morning that I didn't think I could get out of, but anyway, at the last minute it was canceled, and I'm good to go. So sorry about that. People are not going to tune out. I am going to do a little bit here at least, try and get to some of your questions. And let me see if I can say hello to a few folks you're getting. It's all my fault. Don't blame my staff. It's me. And I just at the last minute found out that my appointment was canceled. And I said, you know what? I know a lot of people hang around anyway. So let's just try and do this. Let me see if I can say hello to you folks. Here we go. Okay, let me see. There's Kevin, Arlene, Rosa, Bonnie, Denise, Marlene, another Marlene, Sandy, Thea. Okay, who else? Okay, John, Elgin, Illinois, Nativity, Cheryl from West Virginia, Francis Marie, Deb from Timmins, Jeanette, and who else here? Natalie, Donna, how are you? Dave, Dennis, Marla, good morning. So we still got a good group, even though we posted that I wouldn't be on this morning. All my fault. I take complete responsibility. Hi, Gertie. And hi, who was that? That's Maria from Ottawa. Dennis, good morning. Dave. And did I say hi to you, Gertie? Maureen, Patricia, Gail, how are you? From Saskatchewan, Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, Jeanette, Karen, Gloria, Eileen, Anne, hi Anne, from St. Catharines, Adrian, how are you? From Rodin, Quebec. Where the heck is that? Adeline, Patricia, Milika, Linda. Oh, Linda. We love Lindas. We love Linda. Linda from St. Jude, Quebec. Chantal, Ottawa, bonjour. Iti, Yvonne, Kristen, Elaine, Dave. Okay. Rita. And Joan from Eganville. Gail, how are you? And Gail saying hello to... Gail is saying hello to Eileen. Okay. Heather from Miramichi. How are you? Fran. You were in the clouds, Fran. I didn't see your name. Evangeline, Carol, Gail, Dale, Sully. Couple more and then we'll get going. Douglas. And Chaz. How are you, Chaz? Marianne, how are you? We love you guys. Sorry about the confusion. Okay? It's all me. I take, again, I was supposed to have an appointment and I couldn't get out of it. And then they canceled it. Okay. So let's get to some questions here this morning. Let me just see if they showed up on my other device. I hope they did because I'm in trouble if we don't. Okay. Well, let me answer this one again because it came up this week. Before I get into all the other questions, here it is. I do have the questions, okay? Because I think it was Louise. You put on, what did Dr. Martin think about this? And again, it had to do with pH. And when you eat fruits and vegetables, according to this guru, and in all due respect, by the way, okay? And I mean it. I mean it. This doctor was saying, if you want to prevent cancer, well, you got to get an alkaline pH. And the way to get that alkaline pH is to eat fruits and vegetables. And again, I'm not going to get into a whole dissertation because I have talked about this quite a bit And as a matter of fact, I think as recently as, was it this week or last week? And you can look this up on a podcast, but I've done several podcasts on this, on pH, okay? Really, really important to understand that, okay? Because they get confused as to pH. So if you're talking about the pH of your blood, okay? You're talking about the pH of your blood. The pH in your blood is very, very tightly regulated, okay? It's very tightly regulated. Your body has a whole buffering system to keep you at a certain pH, slightly alkaline. Your body does that. And that is not influenced by food. Okay? That pH in your blood is not, like you can eat, like, for example, I'll give you an example. You have a steak. Well, if you talk to a nutritionist, what's the pH of steak? Well, it's slightly acidic. What is the pH of a tomato? Oh, it's slightly acidic. What is the pH of coffee? Well, it's slightly acidic. What's the pH of water? Oh, it's slightly alkaline. Okay, and you can get alkaline water right up to 9 pH. But when you're talking about your blood pH, that's very important you understand that. When you eat steak, even though it may be slightly acidic, your body changes it to a pH alkaline. Why? Because your body has a buffering system. You have sodium bicarbonate in your body, baking soda, to make things alkaline. And your blood pH, like I said, between your kidneys and especially, everything keeps that blood right within that slight alkaline pH. That's your body. So when someone tells you, well, you're eating something acidic, okay, but your body buffers that. Now, the more important pH, even for cancer, is your stomach's pH. Now, that's important, okay? And I tell you, day after day after day, what do I tell you? Your stomach pH is so acidic. It's more acidic than a lion, and that's, you're designed that way so that you can eat meat and eggs and dairy. I'm not saying you can't have fruits and vegetables, but don't think that that's changing your blood's pH. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, the only pH it will change is if you live on it, your pH in your stomach will rise. This is why I always talk about not eating sugar, because sugar, here's what happens when you eat sugar. The pH in your stomach becomes more alkaline. It's not that it's alkaline, it's just that it's more alkaline than it should be. Because you want your stomach to be so acidic, it's like a furnace. It breaks down your food. So Louise, I'm answering your question. Okay? I don't even know if you're listening this morning or watching. Okay? I'm answering your question. Look, in all due respect to the gurus, in all due respect to doctors talking about pH, I talk about pH all the time. But I zero in, not on your blood pH, I zero in on your stomach's pH. Because that's important. because even a big part of your immune system is that stomach pH when it's very acidic. And if you have the wrong diet, guess what happens? Your pH in your stomach goes up, your proton pumps within your stomach releases acid, and acid, which only belongs in your stomach, starts to go up the esophagus, and that can give you cancer, esophageal cancer. It can give you Barrett's disease, which erodes the esophagus and the little valve there between your esophagus and your throat. Okay, so guys, look, I know I'm probably one of the few that tell people that they're actually built to eat meat. You're built for it. And if you don't do it, okay, and there's a lot of people, and they do it, they're vegetarianism, very vegetarians, and vegans. Well, I just tell you scientifically, you're wrong. That's not your design. You might like that, and good for you, but it's not, because you can say, well, that it's healthier. Cancer and pH, because they use that all the time. Well, look at meat is acidic, Dr. Martin. You know how many times I heard that? 1 million. You know how many times I heard that coffee is acidic? 1 million. So what? When it gets into your system, it becomes alkaline. Isn't that good? Aren't you fearfully and wonderfully made? Sure you are. Sure you are. Okay, now, let's keep going. Okay, that was Louise, and that wasn't even on, well, maybe it is. I didn't even look at the questions this morning. Okay, hold on a second here. Let me just get on my, there we go. Okay, Carol. Carol and Suzanne are asking questions about the thyroid. I love thyroid questions, okay? I love thyroid questions. So Carol's saying, can I talk about Graves? Well, yeah, I can talk about Graves. Okay, you have 2 autoimmunes of the thyroid, okay? You have 2 of them. One of them is hypo, very low thyroid. What is that called? Well, if it's autoimmune. Auto, yourself, okay? Immune, your body turning on itself, okay? So your body has an autoimmune disorder. One of them is Graves, that's hyperthyroid. Your eyeballs can come out. You can get a big goiter, which is a real enlargement of the thyroid gland. Your blood pressure can go up. Everything increases, sweating and your metabolism, and you lose weight, and your body is over. Your gas pedal in your car is to the floor. Okay? That's the thyroid, and that's hyperthyroid, and that's Graves' disease. Okay? It's an autoimmune disease. And whenever you hear autoimmune, okay, so this is for Carol. Whenever you hear autoimmune, where did it start? This is moi, me, okay? Because I say it all the time. Any autoimmune starts in the gut. Leaky gut, leaky thyroid. Okay? So, I believe, okay, hyper or hypo, Graves or Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is the low, it's an autoimmune again, low functioning hypothyroidism. Okay? And the thyroid slows to a crawl. And your gas pedal not only doesn't go to the floor, it doesn't do nothing. You're in neutral. You're spinning your tires, but you're not going nowhere. That's hypothyroid. And by the way, you don't have to be autoimmune to suffer from what we call at the clinic sluggish thyroid. Oh man. And this is why I'm more interested, Carol, in symptoms than blood tests. Not that I don't look at blood tests. So if you have autoimmune, your blood test will pick that up because they'll see an antibody, a thyroid antibody. And your body's turning on that thyroid. Hypo, Graves or Hashimoto's, okay? At the end of the day, I've got a plan for that, okay? What really helps the thyroid, you're going to be surprised by this. Well, maybe not you guys, but the world's surprised. I used to surprise my patients with this. Okay, you have an autoimmune. Okay, do you have to be on meds? Maybe. Okay? But here's what I want you to do anyways. I want you to get on the reset. It's amazing what happens when you take the sugar out of your diet and all those crappy carbs and all those crappy oils. Okay? What happens? Well, your body starts running on a better fuel and your thyroid will appreciate it. Okay? So that's one. I talk about food all the time. Do the reset. Okay? I would be on, even with hyperthyroid, I love our thyroid formula. I'll tell you why. Because it works from the hypothalamus, which is the hormone center in your brain, to the pituitary gland, which takes the signal from your hypothalamus and then off to the thyroid to produce, and all that gets messed up, guys. You know what we say again and again and again about the thyroid? It's a puppet. And it has a lot of strings attached. Okay? Probiotics, you need to be on that. Why? Because it's leaky gut. And this is what I found over the years, guys. Hyper or hypo. Graves or Hashimoto's. You know what I found? They have a major fungal infection in their body. They have leaky gut and the Trojan horse came in. Okay? And a lot of times too, you have to balance out that whole pyramid, including ovaries, adrenals, okay? Remember my pyramid? The ovaries at the bottom, ladies. The adrenals, cortisol, very much influenced by that, and influences the top of the pyramid, which is your thyroid. They're all connected. They're all connected. So you want to balance that out. Estrogen and progesterone. Lower your cortisol. That has a big effect even in autoimmune. But the biggest thing, get that leaky gut, change your diet. Don't feed the bears. Don't give that yeast the fuel it's looking for. It's a junk eater. Don't feed it. Okay. Thank you for la question. Okay. What do you think? And Suzanne was asking, what do you think of getting ultrasound testing for the thyroid, TSH, and palpating it? I like that. I did it. Okay? Ultrasound of the thyroid. They're looking for nodules. Okay? They're looking for cancer. Palpating the thyroid. I did that a lot. Because you can feel. Okay? You get trained hands. Okay? And you can feel. You can, I used to tell patients all the time, boy, your thyroid's swollen. Okay? So that's what they're doing. Is it all the testing they can do? No, but I like it, Suzanne, for sure. And checking the TSH. Look, I like TSH. It's not everything. It's not everything. I sort of have a secret sauce. You got to buy my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, because I talk about the secret sauce of testing the thyroid. And it's just all my years of experience looking at TSH. Okay, but I don't only rely on that. Symptoms of the thyroid trump. The symptoms of the thyroid trump blood work. I love blood work, but for the thyroid, symptoms are really, really, really important. Okay? Thank you for the questions. Sandra is asking about a question about a mineral supplement. I haven't heard of it. To be honest, I'll look it up and then I'll answer it. Okay? I haven't even looked it up. I got to look it up what it is, Chris. Okay. Let me see. Chris is saying, I have been researching more and more about this. It is a breakdown of tendons in the hips and buttocks. Okay. That causes deep radiating pain. Caused by declining estrogen, which disrupts collagen production as we age. I've seen supplements online that are supposed to address this, but they're all in the U.S. Chris, look. Breakdown of tendons because of wait a minute, declining estrogen. No, I don't see it. I think, they're trying to sell you supplements. Okay, look, Chris, I'm assuming you're a woman. Okay, I'm assuming. Okay? Christine, not Christopher, I think, because you're telling me about declining estrogen levels. Okay? In a man, you don't want estrogen, right? So you got to be a woman, and when your estrogen declines, which is normal, by the way, that's not the key. The key is between estrogen and progesterone, and the effects that it has on the hips, and there's some effect, more on bones, for sure, in perimenopause or menopausal, declining estrogen, but I never worried about declining estrogen as much as I worried about declining progesterone. But as far as, which disrupts collagen as we age. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but that's, we live in an estrogen dominated world. I can tell you something, Chris, if you were to really measure estrogen, not in your blood, but in your tissue and on your skin, you got way too much. Just like the rest of the world. There's way too much estrogen. Not too little, too much. This is why I never used estrogen in my bioidentical therapy. I didn't use it. I look at the world. I used to measure estrogen on the skin. You couldn't believe how much estrogen there is in this world. Okay? So I look at this more, when these things decline, I think it's more sarcopenia. When your hips and tendons start, muscle is so important for tendon. It's so important. Muscle is an endocrine organ. And I'm big on being strong, guys. Get strong. I don't care how old you are, get stronger. It's so important. The more we study muscle, the more we just can't get over. I can hardly believe what I know today about muscle compared to what I knew in school, even though I memorized every muscle in your body. And its effect on everything. And it really is one of the most important meters in terms of aging is muscle. And what it does for the endocrine system, what it does for insulin, what it does for your brain, muscle and brain, muscle and bone health. Bone health relies more on muscle than almost on anything else. So anyway, Chris, I appreciate the question. I got to think about it a little bit more. But I'm right out of the gate. I deny the premise of estrogen declining causing that. Okay. But I'm more of a progesterone than estrogen. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. And she actually, gives you a couple of products. I got to look them up. Ostiva and that. I'll look them up. Okay, Thomas, what are your thoughts on basal cell carcinoma? Basal cell. Well, basal cell carcinoma is skin cancer. It's not dangerous, okay? The dangerous skin cancer, Thomas, is melanoma. And by the way, how come melanoma is going up like 1,000,000% today? Okay, people are staying out of the sun, or people are using sunscreens. I don't like that. Basal cell, listen, I don't want anybody to burn in the sun either. But basal cell is not a dangerous cancer. Nonetheless, it is a cancer. You want to get it taken off? Yeah, I'm not against that. But I talk more about melanoma. And the facts are in, the research is overwhelming. It's people who don't get in the sun. It's people who have very low levels of vitamin D that get melanoma. That's just the truth. Okay? And usually you get melanoma where the sun don't shine, if you know what I mean. Okay. Thank you for the question, and that was Thomas. Okay, Brenda. DPA for heart health. DPA. What is DPA? I'll come back to that. I got to look up a few things. You got to tell me, what is DPA? I can Google it. You want me to? I don't want to Google it now. Like I said, I didn't even have a chance to review this stuff. So let me come back to you, Brenda. I will look it up. What is DPA? What do I think of it? I don't know. I got to figure out what it is. DPA. What is that? Is it DHA you meant? I don't think so. But okay, why are you asking? Heart health. Well, DHA is better than DPA. Whatever DPA is. Okay, I can tell you that right now. So Navitol, better for your heart than DPA. But again, let me look it up, okay? I promise we'll do this on Monday, Lord willing. Okay, Tamanetla. And Janelle is asking me about alopecia. Am I familiar with it? Yeah, usually autoimmune. Almost invariably, it's autoimmune, Janelle. Okay, alopecia. Okay. Is it alopecia areata? Because that's autoimmune. And leaky gut, leaky hair. I did a lot of work with alopecia over the years. And I put them on probiotics. I got them on the reset. Don't feed the yeast because they were full of fungus. That's what I usually found with alopecia. Even though it was autoimmune to some extent, okay? One day out of the blue was gone in the back, okay? Progressive started to get patches on the head. Well, I'll tell you, you get patches and all that, Janelle, that is 100% autoimmune. Her body's turning on herself. That's autoimmune. It's fungal. the invasion of the Third Army. This could have been caused even as a little girl for her on antibiotics. I don't know. Could be the environment, all the plastic, all the microplastics, all the, and she just happens to be a canary in the coal mine, that her system is fragile, and that's what happens. And then you get invasion. I always go back to the gut for that. Makes a difference. Takes time. Don't feed the bears. Don't give it yeast. Don't give yeast sugar. Okay, Sharon. Okay, podcast selling neuro cleaning pills to bring back your memory for dementia. Based on NASA. I don't know. Again, Sharon, I gotta look it up. I don't know what you're talking to me about. Okay, it's an advertisement on, what is it called? A neuro clean pills. Selling neuro clean pills. Never heard of them. Let me look it up. Okay, to bring back memories. So good for your brain, good for your memory. Again, I have my protocol, but let me look it up because I really have not heard of it, okay? Now, guys, I don't know everything. Because when you don't give me any detail on the product or the name, I got to look it up, but I will, I promise, okay? Thank you, Sharon. Let me just see if I got time for one more. I've heard that you should only take oil of oregano for a short period of time. Debbie, you heard wrong. I talk about that all the time. I'm very consistent. You heard wrong, okay? I'll tell you why you heard it. Because they see it. You shouldn't take an antibiotic for a long period of time. True, okay? Shouldn't take an antibiotic for a long period of time. True. Okay? Because you're gonna kill all your friendly bacteria. And if you have to take an antibiotic for a long time, you better be on probiotic. But oil of oregano is not like an ordinary antibiotic. I use the example of garlic. Okay? Garlic. Antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. Can you eat garlic every day? Yeah. I mean, your spouse might not like it. Your friends might not like it because of the breath. I had patients come in, okay? I did. And they had garlic. They put a little garlic in there under their lip here, okay? And they let it dissolve there. And they come into the office, and God loved them, okay? I said, you've been eating garlic. How do you know? I said, it's coming out your pores. Now, is that bad for you? No, maybe bad for your neighbors, but it's not bad for you. It's not killing your friendly bacteria. Neither does oil of oregano. It don't kill the bad guys. Don't kill the good guys. Only the bad guys. Isn't that beautiful? You can take it every day. I do. I brush my teeth with it. And at the first sign of a cold, I spray and pray. I put it in a little spray bottle and I spray it at the back of my throat. And then I pray. Because it's so strong. But it ain't killing your good guys. That's the difference. So can you take it every day? So Debbie, I didn't even look at the rest of the stuff. I've heard that you should only take oil of oregano for a short period of time. Well, Debbie, did I answer that for you? Okay. What does Dr. Mark, I'm taking it in a pill form. Okay. I like it. I have it we put it in our digestive enzyme. We have oil of oregano in our digestive enzyme. Why? Because we want to kill fungus. SIBO, which really is SIFO, small intestine fungal overgrowth. And this is why even to Janelle, with her daughter, I would say to her, she should be on digestive enzymes because of oil of oregano in there, not only, but because she would have a fungus in the body. I'm big on that because I've seen it. I've seen it in my office tens of thousands of times. Okay? So Debbie, you heard wrong about oil of oregano. You're taking it every day, take it every day. It's like I said, garlic. Can you have it every day? Sure, if you want. Is it good for you? Absolutely good for you. Okay? It's not that type of antibiotic. And oil of oregano, and I know at the health food store, I used to have to correct them. Don't tell people not to, you can only take oil of oregano. You're not a pharmacist talking about an ordinary antibiotic. It's not an ordinary, it's God's gift to us. You can take oregano every day. And the oil is a very specific extract. We get it from the best source. The highest level of the extract that you can make is what we use. And I'm the king of oil of oregano. Okay? I'm the king of oil of oregano. They owe me money because I talk about it all the time. Okay? I remember interviewing a guy. He's passed away now. His name was Dr. Cass Ingram. Okay? I interviewed him on my radio show. And this guy was the king of oil of oregano. Him and I had a fight on radio as to who was the king. He said, I'm the king. I said, I don't know. I've been talking about oil of oregano before you did. But anyway, we had a little back and forth. It was kind of fun. Okay? And he really loved oil of oregano. Me too. Okay, guys, I promise I'm going to look up stuff that I didn't look up at all. You're asking me about some products that I haven't heard of, but that doesn't mean I won't look them up. And it doesn't mean I won't give it. Now listen, don't go after Nick. Okay? Don't go after Brandy. Don't go after Bo for me messing you up this morning. Okay? Don't go after my team because it wasn't their fault. I didn't think I'd be on this morning. And I told them that yesterday. And they're going to be mad at me, but let them be mad at me. Don't you be mad at them. Okay? Guys, we love you dearly. We'll finish up the rest of the questions on Monday. Okay? We love question and answer, don't you? Okay. Talk to you soon.